What is up, and welcome back. This is Law of Evolution, and you know what, in about a week from now my channel will have been live for 1 year. And what's kind of weird about that is it'll be live for 1 year. I just hit 100,000 views on the channel. On my Twitter account, I just hit 1,000 tweets. And with your help, you know, maybe I'll hit 1,000 subscribers, you know, like tomorrow. I don't know, but everything is just lining up to just be so perfect for No Man's Sky next that I just can't. I don't know. I couldn't write this. I couldn't write this. But in light of all of this, in light of the new information that we just got from Sean Murray appearing with his beautiful beard on Inside Xbox, I decided, you know, that in this very long year of mine, I've never made a kind of what I want to see kind of video, or my wish list video. I was like, I've covered No Man's Sky a lot in the last year, and it's been a lot. And I just never made a certain type of videos, a certain type of content. You know, I've always been live streams, and then I'll just kind of do stream highlights that I would pull out of the live streams, and that was pretty much it. So I'm breaking the mold today. I'm doing something a little bit different. No Man's Sky Next is coming July 24th, so I want to do my video. I want to jump on the bandwagon. I want to let everybody know what I want to have in it, right? Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to do exactly that. So let's get to it. So, once again, No Man's Sky Next is coming out right alongside the Xbox release on July the 24th, which is just a little bit over 2 months from now. 8 weeks. I can do that. I can do 8 weeks. But we know it's coming. We're super hyped. So I want to let you know the things that I want to see in No Man's Sky Next. Right? It might differ from what everybody else has said or what everybody else wants to see, and it may be similar. So you be the judge, you let me know. Let's get right to it. Number 1, the ability to travel between galaxies. Intergalactic travel is something that I just really want to see when No Man's Sky Next comes out. And you know what, the Euclid galaxy, which is the very first galaxy in No Man's Sky that you pretty much come to consciousness in, or that you wake up in, this is it boasts like 99.999% of the entire game's population, right? And I think that's for two different reasons. One, I think, is because, I don't know, it's like a club. I mean, if that's where everybody is, that's kind of where everybody wants to be, right? So it's kind of a simple thing. Like, if you want to hang out with people, you want to do these things, you want to do the racetracks, you want to see all the nice bases, you're going to have to be in the Euclid to do that, right? So I think that's one of the guiding factors that keeps everybody from moving forward, right? And then, of course, the second thing that's keeping everybody from moving forward out of the Euclid galaxy is the fear that they won't be able to get back. You know, it's just the fear that I've put so much time and invested so much into a hub, or invested so much into this little personal, you know, 40, 50 stars that I've just, you know, come over here and I've discovered everything on all the planets, on all these stars. You know, you feel so invested in what you've done in the Euclid that not being able to get back if you cross over to Hilbert is a deal breaker. like you don't want to do it. Now, with that being said, my derpy ass decided that I was gonna go jump through the middle of the galaxy, right? I was like, okay, but in my defense, okay, I was at the center in the NMSL hub for 14 months. I was in the same patch of space for 14 months. So when I got up and left and I went through the middle and I went to Hilbert, it was time for something new. It was just one of those things where it was like, it was time for something new. I want to do something new. Here we go. Bam. And I jumped through there. I tore my ship up because I forgot to go pick up a crap ship. And then I immediately regretted it when I did it. I immediately was like, what did I just do? Like, everybody's back there. I'm over here. And it's like, it immediately felt lonely. I don't want anybody else to regret that. And then you have to think about about, like, if there's 256 galaxies, it immediately, if people are able to travel between galaxies, or if you want to go to Hilbert or go to Isentime or something like that and come back to Hilbert, being able to travel in an intergalactic manner like that, I really think it opens up all of the galaxies. It takes the fear out of people, and everyone then begins to, like, you know, next thing you know, there's going to be expeditions into these expeditions into the third and fourth and fifth, you know, all of these new galaxies, because people do want to see what's out there. They do want to go to uncharted territory. But if that means that you're gonna never be able to return home, you know what I mean, then, you know, you don't want to do it. But, you know, it'll just do a lot to make people, you know, not feel tied down in the game. That's my number. That's number one, pretty much for me, especially number one, because I did it and now I want to get back. But so what do we want to see in MS next? Okay, my number two thing that I want to see in No Man's Sky next, and Sean Murray touched on this, right? This is something that I talked about in my live streams previously. I talked about in other videos, but Sean Murray actually touched on it. He said you can meet up with your friends, and you can go and explore with your friends, and you can help them survive, right? And so I think that means a couple things to me, right? Helping them survive means that it doesn't just mean build a shelter over top of your friend's head so he can get out of the weather. No, you might need to give him plutonium. You might need to give him some zinc because his shields are going down or something like that, and you're out in the middle of some crazy exploration where you might need to give him some resources in order to help him survive. I remember talking about this a while back in a live stream. I was like, well, I want a shared resource bank where, you know, we do all this farming and we do all this stuff, and shout out to the farming collective in No Man's Sky Love, Billionaires Row. But if you want to do farming, if you want to do this and that, and you've got all these billions of units, I wanted a way to, like, deposit that into, like, this shared resource bank where another person that I approve to come and get something out of it can get something out of it. Or if I just want to give 2 billion units to, you know, to just Jared, because just Jared doesn't have the 2 billion units, and I just want to shoot him some units. I just saw the nice fresh Squidward, you know, I saw the rarest starship in the game, the black and white Squidward. I'm like, hey, you know, there it is. You know, he's like, I'm about 40 mil short, you know, I'm not gonna be able to do it. But with a shared resource bank, or maybe expanding on what Sean Murray just hinted at, maybe we're able to share more than just plutonium and resources. Maybe I can share nanite clusters. Maybe I can share my credits. Maybe I can share, you know, all kinds of different things, right? And so shared resources, I think, takes the whole co-op thing to the next level, right? Because think about a brand new player that comes into the game, like, oh, you know, I just heard about No Man's Sky Next, and I just got the disc, and everything is looking just cool. I'm like, hey, cool, come with me. You come with me, portal on over, you know what I'm saying? And I'll make sure I'll get you going in the right direction, right? So you get them on there, they portal in, they did their hard work, they got their glyphs, they portal to you, and you're like, hey, what's up? You know, here you go. You can drop them about 1 billion units. You know, you can give them some resources, get them started up. You know, get them all going and in the right direction, and they would be ecstatic. You know, and then thinking about that, you know, a person, if they start a farm, or if they, you know, start getting their scanners together so they can start 100% in planets and scanning animals and getting some real good money off of that, I think at that point they might appreciate exactly what you just did for them, right? They're like, oh, okay, I see. So they did have to grind for this. They had to grind for this. But then maybe that puts them in a position where they're like, you know, I want to put something in a resource bank as well. You know, I came along and somebody really helped me out. You know, I've gotten 17,000 nanite clusters. And trust me, it happened. I was a nanite pirate and I had way too many. But you know, maybe I want to put these nanite clusters in the resource bank, and then, you know, one of my buddies can come along, pick up some nanite clusters, go get the tech from the space station. You know, so you see where I'm going with this. It would change the dynamic of the game, not just to be able to help your friend survive, but to be able to help your friend flourish, right? And so I think that would be super dope. That's number two. That is definitely something that I want to see. Number 3, and I think I'm only gonna do 3, right? Because I'm being real long-winded about each one of these. I'm being long-winded about each one of these. So I think 3 is good. I think 3 is a good number. The thing that I want to see, and this is probably the thing that I want to see in No Man's Sky next, the absolute most out of anything else that you can give me. You can even have multiplayer back. You can take it back. You can have it. But we need to see diversity, biodiversity in the fauna and the flora. We just need to see. So I mean, I mean, I know the procedural nature of it and how they had to kind of create the individual parts and then allow the math to put the pieces together to create the animal that you would then see on that location, right? Okay, yeah, we get it. But I think that biodiversity is just give us more parts, give us more animal pieces to create more diversity when we go out into the universe. I really think that doing that gives us a reason to explore. It gives us more of a reason to get off of our asses in these hubs and to go deep into the galaxy, which hints back at number 1. I want to be able to get back to the hub though. But you want to go deep into the galaxy. You want to see things that nobody else has seen before. You want to see models of animals that are just weirdly, what is happening? You know, and I remember the very first time that I saw that weird thing that it was really massive, but it had the little wings and it was flying. I'm like, what? Like, what am I looking at right now? Like, what is it? I remember being so high at looking at that. And then I remember being in the ocean, and I remember seeing something in the ocean that looked like it should be flying. And I was like, what the hell is this? What's happening? And so that type of, I want that awe back. I want the unpredictability of going somewhere new, knowing that I might encounter something like that. And so even if it's super rare, even if it's the rarest instance, I've been playing the game for 3 or 4 months, and here we go, there's something super crazy standing in front of me. I've got to make a video, I've got to take a screenshot, I've got to share this on Twitter. I want that feeling back of being an explorer, because all in all, that's what I did. That's what I used No Man's Sky for the most, was just to explore, is to get in the starship, go to every planet. It was like I couldn't skip a planet because I was scared I was gonna miss something. You know, I was scared I was gonna miss a relic that I could share with you guys. And so I think the diversity with the plants and the animals and the biomes, and we definitely need that. And we saw the graphical overhauls that they were doing to the game, right? We saw the grass moving, you know, behind Sean Murray. We saw the trees blowing in the wind. We saw sentinels that were a little different than something that we've ever seen before. Shout out to Just Jared for finding that for the first time. We really need that back. And I think once you give us that diversity, and once you give us that multiplayer, and we're looking at each other and we're saying what's up, and we're saying hi, and we turn around and it's this beast that we've never seen, that's No Man's Sky. That's what it's all about. That's that high that I'm chasing, you know, when I hang around here and I'm update after update, I'm like, please give me a reason to go back out and explore. So that's number 3. That's number 3 right there. So that's all I got, guys. Wait, you know what? I'll actually give you, here's a bonus. 3.5. I'll give you a bonus one right here. Here you go. That one more thing that I want to see in No Man's Sky next, in light of the new evidence that we just received, we're gonna need multiplayer emotes. Sean Murray, we need emotes. We need multiplayer emotes and gestures. We do. I'm sorry. Okay, and you know what? This is not Fortnite. This is not Fortnite, okay? I don't want to see my player model like dabbing, okay? I'm not trying to see, you know, I'm not trying to jump out of a starship and see a player for the first time and they do the Drake hotline bling. I'm not trying to see that, okay? Give me emotes and gestures the Sean Murray way. Give it to me the Hello Games way. I want a beard on all of them, okay? I want a beard on my emotes, you know? that's being figurative, but you see what I'm saying. I don't want all that, you know, no Dougie, like none of that steak-a-leg. I don't want to see none of that emote crazy stuff, but I do want to be able to interact. Like when I see another player model and I get close to him and we're face to face, just like previously after 1.3, or was it? It was 1.3, right? After 1.3, when you and your orb met someone else, you can create that that monolith or whatever. It's not a monolith, but you know what they call it, something. But you can create something with the orb And so you know that the capability is there, right? The two character models can interact with each other and create something, so you know that they could, you know, high five each other, or, you know, do something cool like that, to wave at each other, or do some sort of, you know, joint gesture that will just make you really feel like, you know what, yes, that not only is that person there and he's walking around me and doing something, but I can actually interact with them in some sort of different way. And so I think that's good. That's a good way to end the list with the bonus right there. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you for checking out the video. What do you want to see in No Man's Sky next? What do you want to see? I'm interested to hear what you want to see in the next update. So drop it in the comments. Don't forget to like. Please subscribe to the channel. I've been covering No Man's Sky for the last year. I've been doing it a lot. I've loved it from day one. I bought a PS4 just to play No Man's Sky. I was an Xbox fanboy. You know, but that's beside the point. Drop what you want to see down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for stopping in, guys, and I will check you out on the next one.